Our next bout is presented by Fracture Fightwear. It's a welterweight bout at 170 pounds. Tyler Martin at 5-6 out of the SSF camp in Clarksville, Tennessee, opposes David Robbins, who is 1-2. He fights out of the MMA Institute and American Killer Bees out of Cleveland, Tennessee. Casey, what do you think about this matchup?
Well, this is a very interesting matchup because, of course, the first competitor out of SSF we've seen tonight. You know, that's Ron Daly's camp. Those guys have done virtually everything. They've been all over the world competing and fighting. And they're known for a very to be a very tough camp. Of course, you know, Nate Landwehr, one of the hottest prospects in the country right now. He's out of that camp. But you've got the MMA Institute. We don't have to dwell on that anymore because we've already seen them in action tonight. They're tremendous. So I think this is a great matchup. And both guys, you know, you've got two upside-down records. You know, Tyler Martin with a little bit more, but very, very exciting matchup here.
All right. To introduce and bring out our fighters, here is Cody Gwynn.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your featured amateur bout of the evening, and it will be in the Valor Welterweight division, brought to you by Fracture Fightwear. At this time, please welcome, fighting out of the Hogs red corner, Tyler Martin.
Casey, tell us a little bit about the Warrior, Tyler Martin, fighting out of Clarksville, Tennessee.
Well, you know, he is adorned. Of course, a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, that's the first thing that stands out to me, but he's a black belt in karate. That's Shotokan, Kempo karate. You know, like the list goes on and on. He's been fighting since he was 7 years old, training since he was 4. So, you know, this kid's very seasoned. And, again, I mentioned he's out of SSF, so you know, I'm just anxious to see the next step here. You know, he's got an upside-down record, but that's a ton of experience for a young man of his place here in the sport. It's a great start, you know, to see him stepping in here and taking on all comers.
Martin had a loss to Robert Johnson back in June of 2014. That was a TKO finish in the first round at 1:33, but grew up as a kid in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, made his way to Tennessee, and he will oppose David Robbins out of that MMA Institute. He mentioned American Killer Bees in that camp. What do you think of David Robbins?
Well, you know, the same thing. You know, he of course, taking a loss in his last fight, but that was to Jason Kubik. You know what I mean? Jason Kubik is an absolute animal, so you know, before that, he had a big win. He had a unanimous decision win. So, you know, it's a very, very tough kid. And, you know, I think it's an excellent matchup and between two solid teams. And when I see that, I'm always delighted to see what unfolds.
Robbins trains 6 days a week and is a full-time college student as well. All right, Martin's in the cage. Back to Cody Gwynn.
Now please welcome his opponent, fighting out of the OEB blue corner, David Robbins.
Robbins started training in 2007 at the age of 16, and he was a Valor 179-pound kickboxing champion and has a number of belts as well to show for it. David Robbins at 1-2 taking on Tyler the Warrior Martin in this welterweight bout. 3 3-minute rounds at 170.
And you know, he's co-repping. In addition to MMA Institute, he is also repping American Killer Bees. Of course, that's Israel Gomez. You see him there. It's one of his trainers. Israel, I know he's been in town here recently. I know he was there with Josh Cates from Full Frontal. And, you know, he's a great trainer.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. You see Tyler Martin at 5-6, David Robbins at 1-2, both at 24 years old. Robbins 2 inches taller, and then Martin weighed in 2 pounds heavier, 2.7 pounds heavier than David Robbins. Our next bout, welterweight division at 170 between Martin and Robbins. Valor Fights 28, Camp Jordan Arena in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. And much more coming up in future upcoming events, 3 straight weekends, in fact. So check out the full list of events all the time at valorfights.com.
And I'd mentioned earlier about Israel Gomez, the coach for David Robinson. He was one of the original coaches for Anderson Silva in the Shootbox Academy. So that's a great pedigree, and I think the world of Israel, a tremendous trainer and whatnot. So to get David Robbins back on the bike here and see what he can do.
Robbins, a little trash talk. We'll tell you about it in just a moment. He is in the cage. Back to Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is your featured amateur bout tonight at Valor 28, and it will be in the Valor Welterweight division, brought to you by Fracture Fightwear. When the action begins, your referee in charge of this bout is Jimmy Neely. Introducing first, fighting out of the Hogs red corner. He enters the cage tonight with a record of 5 wins with 6 defeats. He would in 171 pounds. Fighting out of SSF in Clarksville, Tennessee, Tyler Martin. Standing across the cage tonight, fighting out of the OEB blue corner. He enters the cage with an MMA record of 1 win with 2 defeats. He would in 169 pounds. Fighting at MMA Institute and American Killer Bees out of Cleveland, Tennessee. Here's the reigning Valor kickboxing champion, David Robbins.
Jimmy Neely, our referee in this bout, presented by Fracture Fightwear. Welterweight bout at 170. Tyler Martin in the black trunks out of Clarksville, Tennessee, taking on David Robbins in the white, black, and yellow Killer Bees shorts. He is out of Cleveland, Tennessee. We are underway. 3 3-minute rounds.
Martin is a wild card. Robbins, purple belt as opposed to a blue belt in Martin, and he has that, pedigreed tie style where Martin is more of a karate stylist, kind of a hodgepodge, if you will. But, a lot of times these type of matchups make for great fights.
Robbins has been very active with the kicks. Nice knee there by Robbins.
Oh, here we go. Looking for the guillotine is David Robbins right here. Could finish this fight real quick.
Martin then grabs a hold of that left leg of Robbins. Martin still though bent over, and that neck is right there.
Here we go. That was
it. Yep.
All she wrote. And that's the thing, man. You can't play around with the guillotine choke. He was fine. You quit worrying about it, and then out of nowhere, you pull it, and it's done.
And look at David Robbins, excited Killer Bees camp with the win. That only took 48 seconds, and thank goodness Tyler Martin came back too, as he was out there momentarily.
Yeah, of course, Robbins had a hold of him. He let go, and you can see here, Martin went for a ride, sort of. Again, look, Robbins sinking it in. Martin not necessarily respecting the choke. He looks like he's defended, and there he taps, falls face first. It could have been the drop that actually knocked him out there.
Wow. And he dropped him before Jimmy Neely, our referee, even got there.
Yeah.
He when he felt the tap, I think he just dropped him, and Jimmy Neely was on his way there.
Right.
But thankfully he saw it, and it's a win for David Robbins that evens his record at 2-2 in amateur MMA. Tyler Martin will fall to 5-7. That one only took 48 seconds in the first round. David Robbins so excited. He's already hopped up on the cage. All right, back to the cage at Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jimmy Neely has called a stop to this fight. 49 seconds in the first round. Your winner by submission via standing guillotine choke, David